So teach me now that things can only get better, can only get better. Now I found you.
Hello everyone, Darth Vegan here, and welcome back to another general election prediction, this time for May. And at the moment, they are still calling the local elections. We've got the BBC on at the moment. But yeah, let's get down to the business of analysing these results. Rather predictions. I mean, it's polling results, basically. It's results of polling. So yeah, Conservatives, they've dipped down to 85 from 90 predicted last month. Labour down up to 472. And Lib Dems 50, Reform none. Greens 2, SNP 19, which is down from last month from 28. Obviously, Hamza's resignation not helping there. Applied to 4, and others none, and the Northern Irish parties, and the Conservative support has dipped quite significantly. And currently, the Lib Dems have. I'm focusing on two elections at the same time here, but yeah. Well, the Tories are necking out with the Lib Dems for councillors, and the Lib Dems have more councils, it seems. But anyway, enough of me rambling about what I see. Here is the map, and if I just switch over to YAPMS. So anyway, shall I start on on Northern Ireland? I'll add the UP. So yeah, anyway, if I just zoom in here, I think the DUP will retain these areas. UUP in Antrim South. Alliance Party in down north, and in Belfast West, East, sorry. Sinn Féin, a lot of the rest of it, which is all the seats they currently hold, and then SDLP in Foyle and Belfast South. And then we move over to Scotland. We'll start with the Lib Dems, Caithness, East Doris, and Orkney and Shetland. And in Edinburgh, Northwest, and in Mid and Bartonshire. So yeah, I'll move on to the Conservatives. They're set to retain Galloway, Dumfriesshire, Berwickshire, South Aberdeenshire, North Aberdeenshire, and North East Murray, and then Gordon and Buchan. And then Labour, East Lothian, Middle Lothian, these three in Belfast. Keep saying Belfast. Edinburgh. Oh, and I forgot about Lib Dem seat in Fife. And so yeah, Glenrose, Kirkcaldy, and Dunfermline, and Livingston, Linlithgow, Tree and Shotts, Coatbridge, Motherwell, Wishall, Hamilton, Kilbride, yep, as well as all of Rutherglen and all of Glasgow, then Dumbartonshire West, as well as these three in Renfrewshire. So yes, and then obviously in the Western Isles. So yeah, in the Western Isles. So yeah, then the SNP in Inverness, Skye, and Loch Harbour, I think. That's what it's called. Argyll and Boot. Murray. In Aberdeen. Angus. Arbroath, Broughty Ferry. Dundee. I think that's Perth, and that is Stirling, if I'm not mistaken. Cumbernauld, that one. Falkirk, Alloa and Grangemouth, then that one in Edinburgh, and then all these on the west coast. So anyway, Wales. Yep, it's the same as pretty much always. Apply Cymru and Ynys Môn, Dwyfyn Mariana, Ceredigion and Marthen. Conservatives in Brighton and Cook Tower, Labour everywhere else. And then, so then we go to the north of England. So basically, the entire northeastern region is set for Labour. Yes, including Hartlepool. That was definitely a good result for Labour last night on the council. And then Cumbria. Yeah, again, another good result for Labour in Cumbria, the Police and Crime Commissioner. Westmoreland Lonsdale, Lib Dem, that would be Tim Farron's seat. And then, I mean, basically, Cheadle, Hazel Grove, Harrogate, and Sheffield Hallam, and then Tories in Richmond and Thirsk, and then where the Gould about Brighnam. Yeah, that is also remaining Tory. Anyway, okay. So yeah, and then put in the speaker seat, and then it's time-lapse time. So yeah, a couple of areas, one being Bridlington and the other being Fylde, that Labour, the Conservatives were expected to win last month. Fylde actually had yet another dodgy Tory MP. Along with Hazel Grove. Who got blackmailed on Grindr. West Midlands, Lib Dems in Shropshire North, and then Conservatives in Shropshire South, North Herefordshire. No, not that one. Droitwich, Wyre Forest, Bromsgrove, Solihull, South Staffordshire, Stone Lichfield, along with Aldridge Brownhills, and then the rest is Labour, including, yes, indeed, in Stoke-on-Trent, because, honestly, I mean, during last night's local elections, they had Jonathan Gullis on. Yeah. Obviously, he's from Stoke-on-Trent. Labour's often approached Muslims and minority communities through the prism of so-called community leaders. This idea that honestly, I mean, as a place, it's bad enough without him. Anyway, East Midlands, so Leicestershire. Bosworth. No, not Melton. That is, I'm pretty sure, is Labour. But yeah, in Rutland. Well, Rutland and Stamford is the name. A lot of Lincolnshire. That was a good hold for the Conservatives there on the Police and Crime Commission. And then, yeah, obviously, the rest of it. Oh, except I forgot about. I seem to forget Northamptonshire is in the East Midlands. I mean, the BBC consider us an eastern county anyway. So, anyway, all of these, all of Derbyshire and Nottinghamshire going Labour. Oh, yes, you can tell it's raining by the way my tally is acting. Yes, indeed. Can you start that? So, North Norfolk, West, East and South, Cambridgeshire, and then Chelmsford, and then St Albans for the Lib Dems. Conservatives, North East Cambridgeshire, Northwest Norfolk, Southwest Norfolk, Liz Truss, Mid Norfolk, West Suffolk, Braintree, Clacton, Malden. A bunch of these. in South Essex as well. Broxbourne and then Hartsmith. So that is it for the Conservatives in the East. So Labour in Peterborough, Cambridge, and then sort of western side of Cambridgeshire. And then all of Bedfordshire. Most of Hertfordshire. These few places in Essex, which includes Kemi Badenoch seat there, which is interesting considering that she's thought to be running for Tory leader after the election, but she might not get to. That's the thing. So yeah, the rest of Suffolk, Labour, including that one where Dan Porter defected, and in all these in Norfolk. Obviously including Norwich. And then, in London, you got Romford, Hornchurch, and Old Bexon Sidcup, which are Conservative. Kingston and Surbiton, Richmond Park, Twickenham, I think so. And then these three picked up from Conservatives, including Sutton Shane. Yes, I can't exactly remember the other two. So yeah, then Labour in the rest of London. They're talking about Sadiq Khan at the moment. Yes, I do think he will win the contest. I mean, if you consider all of the factors, I mean, you've got a bit of a joke Conservative candidate. It is a heavy Labour city, and Labour are doing very well nationally. Well, I suppose the Conservatives I suppose it's more the Conservatives doing bad than Labour doing good, but yeah. And the Lib Dems have more councillors at the moment.
Absolutely, and as I said, what this shows very, very clearly is that if
so
for reform, you are voting for
anyway.
Labour Party, a Labour Party who will not act to control illegal migration, who have no plan for our country,
So
and
here
will
is
take us backwards in terms of the economic
no. Tonbridge is Conservative, as was Tonbridge Wells,
this is a very specific
Weald of Kent, and then
by-election. You will know that, as I said previously, that the income of the MP stood down in very difficult circumstances.
Yeah, anyway, and
as a
then
result,
the old Sheppey. So there's Faversham and North Kent or something. I think so. Something along the lines. So yeah, Maidstone.
Raynham. Local elections are often very difficult for incumbent
Whatever that other one is called. I think it's. I'll say it's Ash something or other, but that is Ashford. I don't know. Folkestone, Dover,
But what I would say to people at home
Hanbury,
is that
Sandwich,
the economy's starting to turn a corner.
and then
Inflation is down, real wages are
or
up.
East
We've
Thanet.
got things coming in like the childcare offer, which is taken up by 200,000 families. We've got the Rwanda vote, which has just been passed, which means that prices can start ticking up soon. So things are really starting to get
Sussex, Lib Dems in Horsham, Blue, and Eastbourne. Yep. So it's those two, Bexhill and in Bognor Regis. And of course, you've got the Green Sea in Brantford, then these Conservatives, the rest of it, including South Downs and in Chichester, as well as Worthing. In Surrey, you've got the Lib Dems in Guildford and Esher and Walton, home of Dominic Raab. Oh, and I forgot Crawley there. Yeah. Oh damn. No. Yeah. I don't think the Lib Dems are going to lose Ed Davey to Labour. And then spelled on there. And then the Tories in. Well, I forgot about Dorgan for Lib Dems. So that one there. This one is Jeremy Hunt's seat. I had to be careful there how I pronounce that. You know. Shall I move on to Isle of Wight Labour, and then as well as Portsmouth and Southampton, Hamble Valley and Swell seat, Fareham. Yes, it's a good night in for the Lib Dems, retaining Eastleigh and Winchester. Yeah. Think about the local elections again. Labour in Aldershot, which they just won in the locals, so I suppose that checks out. Basingstoke and then North West Hampshire. And then just fill in the rest with blue. Including the New Forest there. Newbury for the Lib Dems there. Wokingham and Maidenhead, Tory, Bracknell, Windsor, Slough, Redden, all Labour there. And then, of course, Beaconsfield, very conservative constituency, and then Mid Buckinghamshire, Lib Dems in Cheshire and Amersham, where they won the by-election, obviously, and then Labour in Wickham, Aylesbury, and Milton Keynes and North Buckinghamshire. And then West Oxford for the Lib Dems, Whitney and Henley for the Tories, Banbury, Bicester, East Oxford, and then Wantage for Labour. And then and then a lot of Gloucester for Labour, except for Gloucestershire. It also includes Fulton and Bradley Stoke, obviously, and then Thornbury, Yate, South Cotswolds, and Cheltenham there for the Lib Dems. No Tories in Gloucestershire.
Right, let's just mark your card for what is coming up, because
So,
plenty of votes. Let's go to Nottingham. Plenty of votes
and
still
then
being
Wiltshire, that
as
one
you will have gathered over the last
Conservative,
couple of hours. Guesses of
Swindon for Labour, as well as Salisbury,
Not the case for the last
that
few
other one,
elections, local elections,
and then Lib Dems in Devizes and
this afternoon.
Chippenham.
So on our live, you ready? That's Nottingham. We've got
And then Greens.
Sunderland as well.
Well, we've kind of seen Caledenia on the telly last night. She's set to pick up that seat in Bristol Central from thanking them there. The rest of Bristol staying Labour. And Bath and wait. I mean, it would help if I put the Labour in, which that also includes Jacob Rees-Mogg. So yes, indeed, and then so that a lot of Somerset switching to the Lib Dems there, and then Conservatives holding Minehead and Tiverton. And then Dorset, which is still to declare in the locals, but that doesn't include the Bournemouth area. It's just the rest of Dorset. So yeah, West and Mid Lib Dem there. North Dorset and Christchurch staying Tory, and then yeah, South Dorset and then Poole and Bournemouth going to Labour, and then for Devon, Honiton as well as Exmouth. We'll read that. I mean, I would say Honiton was staying Tory, but currently has a Lib Dem MP. And then, well, North Devon, Lib Dem, and then the rest of that is predicted to Labour, which is interesting considering it's such a rural area. But hey, we see it. I mean, they're saying. I mean, it's saying that Suffolk will go Labour. So yeah, and then Cornwall, North Cornwall, and then St Ives, Lib Dem. Just to that, Labour. Newton Abbott for Lib Dems there. Oh, where's that one toss up that I missed? Oh, it was Hastings. That's Labour. So yeah. Yeah, that's I think it was saying 472 Labour. It includes the Speaker's seat in Chorley, by the way. So, yep, that looks alright. So yeah, these are the results. These are what it's looking like at the next election, general election. Oh, I suppose it is just the next election at this point, unless it's a by-election. But because yeah, so this is it. If I just switch around the parties to show their share of the vote. Oh god. Oh my god. There we go. There we go. That's alright. And yeah. So yeah. Stunting majority for Labour. Let me see. Councillors. What's it looking like at the moment? Sorry. I mean, the Lib Dems have more councils. So. Oh yeah, Lib Dems still they're still having more councillors than the Tories. Anyway, so yeah. Suppose if you enjoyed this video, maybe think about subscribing, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.